All right, guys, very excited to bring you some additional results from that focus group of Democratic-based voters that we hosted with JL Partners down in and around Atlanta. Really interesting stuff here, and we just want to thank you guys again for enabling us to do this. As a thank you, we wanted to give you a little 10% discount. You can put this up on the screen for annual memberships if you are able and you are interested. You know, one of the things that we have always tried to do here is, as you know, mainstream cable is falling apart and failing and their ratings are way down, trying to build out a real independent ecosystem, and you guys are enabling us to do some of the things that mainstream media does, but obviously with an independent media perspective. So thank you guys for that.
That's it. I mean, really what it is we wanted this to be unique. You know, it would have been easy in the beginning to just focus on the core and just, you know, people talking, but that's not differentiated. We keep trying to build out, add partnerships, do things like this where you really can't get anywhere else, especially in an independent show. So it means a lot to us, and if you can help us build even more things like this, we've got the independent group that we also want to do. You can sign up, breakingpoints.com. But with that, why don't we set up the first clip?
Let's get to the results. So we already showed you how people were feeling about Joe Biden. It was a little complicated. We're a little worried about the age, but we were affectionate for him, and we don't want him to be challenged. We're all those sorts of things, Trump hanging over all of it. So we also asked how they feel about the vice president. This is obviously incredibly critical since Joe Biden is at such an advanced age. So if he were unable to continue to serve, what do you think about Kamala Harris? Let's take a listen.
Kamala Harris.
Well, she's experienced, she's knowledgeable.
I did not feel like she lived up to the expectations because I was so excited when she became the vice president. I think she's a wonderful person. I don't think she's been given an opportunity to really shine and grow in her position, and I'm not impressed overall.
I think she's competent. Everything she has done has been domestically, so I don't think she's had much of the opportunity to work in international affairs.
Intelligent, fierce, strong sense of right and wrong, and fearless.
I think she does a lot of backup for Biden. I think that she's in that air, and that is where he makes those decisions, believe it or not. Even though he's president, he confers with her a lot, and they make decisions together.
I do think she's experienced, but she also gets very nervous during interviews. I don't know whether it's insecurity or just nervousness that I sense sometimes, but I think she's hidden.
I think we'll fail if she was president because she's not active enough. On the down low, I don't even know why she's even vice president.
I don't really know a lot about her. I don't.
Would Kamala Harris be a good president or a bad president?
I think she would be a capable, good president. I really wish that there was some sort of initiative she could be in charge of that is seen by the general public. I don't think there's been a situation that Kamala Harris has been able to kind of show that she's a good leader.
I do not think she would be a good president. I don't get a strong sense of leadership from her when I see her speak. I think she's somebody who knows how to speak. I just don't feel that I would have confidence in her as a leader.
I don't think if she wasn't able to do her job and wasn't capable, she wouldn't even be in that position. So they had to see something in her for her to get that position. Push came to shove and she had to do what she had to do.
She'll fight.
She would do it.
Can she beat Trump in the election?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think he would eat her lunch. I hate to say it. He'd tear her to shreds.
Put your hand up if you think she could beat Donald Trump in an election. Put your hand up if you think Kamala Harris could beat Donald Trump.
Not in a million years.
Not in a million years,
That lady
Mary
is
says
brutal.
there.
I love her.
In the
Mary.
front. She says, I think we fail if she's president. On the down low, I don't even know why she's vice president. Only one person in the group, which we should say, I mean, the emotions were mixed. Some people were like, I like her, she's fierce,
right.
she's competent. They must have seen something in her to put her in that position, et cetera, et cetera. But when it came down to it, only one person said that they thought that if she was the nominee, she would beat Donald
These are
Trump.
primary voters, not even independent voters. Independent voters, by all polling accounts, have an even lesser view of her. So there you go. What's 1/8? What's the fraction on that? I don't even know. But percentage-wise, it's a complete disaster. I also think that with these people who are the most disposed to be affected by institutionalism, identity politics, media indoctrination, even with all of that, they're like, no, I don't think that she could win. I mean, what does that tell you? I mean, it's just one of the worst political choices and historical choices that Biden has ever done. Probably the single biggest mistake of his entire career. You could easily argue that if he'd chosen somebody who was better as a vice president, he could have done a handoff. People would feel far more secure about his age. It fed into the worst stereotypes of like wokeism or whatever as part of his administration. And I think it validated some of the worst fears of the people who are skeptical of him. And it does show that he is genuinely a bad judgment on all these things.
And obviously you have a mixed race group there, and not one of them brought up like the importance of her historic, trailblazing, whatever. And some, the biggest critic there, Mary, this is an older Black woman.
I know.
Who is saying, not in a million years do I think that she could beat Trump. And I think we'd fail if she was president. I don't even know why she's vice president. So I think it blows up some of their excuses from the Harris team that they're constantly leaking in the press of like, oh, the problem is just her race, her gender, like people don't take her seriously. And well, sexism and racism are very real things. But there's also something else going on here that I think you see reflected in this group. And it was interesting to me that even the people who, had positive things to say about her, they had some sort of narrative about why she hadn't really been able to shine on the national stage. Like, I think she's providing backup for Biden. She's more under the radar. They must have seen something in her. She needs, the one gentleman who said he did think she could beat Trump, he's like, they need to put something forward for her so she can really, show off what she can do to the American public. So even the ones that had positive things to say about her, they had some sort of a story that they had to construct about why it hasn't really worked out for her on the national stage.
I agree.
All right, so we have one fun little exercise that James asked our focus group participants to do, which was to draw what animal they think would represent either Trump or Biden. We'll see if we've got any real artists in the group. Let's take a look.
I want you to draw two animals for me. On the left-hand side, I want you to draw what animal would Joe Biden be? And on the right-hand side, you guessed it, guys, what animal would Donald Trump be? It doesn't have to be art. I want you to do a... You can write the word under the drawing, nice and big. I want you to hold it up, and I want you to say who you've drawn and one quick reason why you've drawn them in that way.
Okay, I got Biden. He's a lamb because he care about everybody else. And I got Trump as a tiger because he always try to keep up stuff going. We need to put him in the zoo.
I have Biden as a dog because he's intelligent, he's kind, but he can also be tough. And Trump is a snake.
Why snake?
Because he's a snake. Yeah, he's mean as a snake.
I said Biden is he's a teddy bear. And then I put Trump is a bad dog.
Tell us why for each.
I feel because he's a teddy bear because he's compassionate, he's kind. He's one of them people you just want to hug. And of course, I put Trump as the bad dog, the one that he like a pet. That they just grab onto you, don't want to let go.
Biden as a kitten because he's docile. And Donald as the horse's ass. Because he's an ass. That's fine.
For Biden, I had an owl because I think he's wise. And I also think an owl is not like the strongest thing. But the owl is trustworthy. And then for Trump, I had a snakehead fish. It's an invasive species in Florida. When they get caught, they kind of go crazy and they attack anything that's nearby it, whether they want to eat it or not. And it wreaks havoc on the wildlife in Florida.
Biden is a German Shepherd, but basically because they're dog commander. But I think he's loyal, And then Trump the skunk, because I think he stinks.
For Biden, I said a cat. I mean, I have the cat, so I thought of a cat. They're independent, they're loving. And for Trump, I know you said an animal. The only thing that came to mind, it was a roach, because nobody likes roaches.
So there you go. Snakehead fish for Trump. You know what? I mean,
bad dog. Some of them are boomery. Horse's ass. I'm like, come on, brother. Come on. You can do that.
Okay. If I'm going to take anything away from this, not that you want to read too deeply into any of it, but the Trump ones tended to be sort of like tiger, snake, whatever. The Biden ones were more about his empathy,
right, warm.
Even the one who's like, is a dog, it's because he's nice, he's loyal. We'll set aside Commander and his behavior.
Yeah, I was like, who wants to tell her about Commander and the biting? Anyway.
And someone actually said he's like a kitten.
Oh.
Which I'm not sure that's as a president, commander in chief. Even your supporters are like, "You're kidding." I don't know if that's really what I want, but that is. They always say that you vacillate between these extremes in American politics. Like after you elect one president, then you go and elect their polar opposite. And I think you do kind of see that in those drawings in terms of the public impression of their predominant qualities. You do see this like total dichotomy between how they're seeing these two figures.
No, I think you're right. I think for an ideal president, you want to be like, I don't even know how this would fit as an animal, but the characteristic to me would be like dignified, like stately, having command and control. A male lion isn't exactly what it is. That's a little bit cliche, but something like more akin to that, whereas both of them clearly are not getting ones where that's what you would want as a leader, especially as like a stronger leader that has both confidence, warmth, but also can lead at the same time.
Maybe commander is not a bad because you've got the loyalty, but then also you can bite when you need to.
No, because that just shows bad behavior, and then you have a bad owner. But that's a whole other discussion.
Anyway, thank you guys again
fun.
for enabling this. There is nothing like just hearing directly from actual voters how they're processing everything that's going on, and and to see where it corresponds with and where it diverges from some of the public polling.
Yes.
And just get a little bit of the nuance of how people are actually looking at the political landscape.
Absolutely, I agree. Thank you guys again. We'll put the graphic up there just one more time if you are able to help us out. BreakingPoints.com, 10% off. Help us build something that's even better. Let's do even more of these focus groups, guys. It's really, really inspiring that so many of you believe in the same mission that we do. It's been a great privilege for us. We will have breaking coverage for you over the weekend if necessary. Otherwise, we will see you all on Monday.
Hey guys, if you like that video, go to breakingpoints.com, become a premium subscriber, and help us build the best independent media organization on the planet.
That's right. We're subscriber funded. We're building something new. We want to replace these failing mainstream media organizations.
So again, to subscribe, it's breakingpoints.com.